Okay, so I am seeing a few things that I need to address for this class, which I'm also I had to address for my 102. So first of all, excuse me, I always cough when I do these things. What is up with that? Anyhow, there. So first of all, most of you are doing the work fine, and I feel very positive about all of my classes right now. For the most part, what I'm seeing is even if you're doing something that I need to call attention to, it's not hard to fix. Okay, so I've already went over this with a few of you right now, but in regards to the last assignment for Sunday, I need to address this very quick so that we can keep everybody on track and do fine. I had many people that didn't seem to really fully understand what we were doing Sunday. That's okay. But it's also telling me that many of you are still feeling nervous about calling me, and I feel like you probably were uncertain about what you were supposed to do, which is completely natural. And I want to again say that I am very open. I have a cell phone, and I consider it a part of my job to be here available to you guys, especially when I'm not working at the other job at the Kids Center. By the way, tomorrow I'm working another 10-hour day. Then Thursday and Friday I will be working from home again mainly, and so I will be able to be more accessible again then in the next 2 days. But okay, having said that, you had 2 papers to write on Sunday. Every week, unless I shouldn't say every week, but most weeks you'll be writing 2 essays that I want you to send together in one attachment together on Sundays. They can each be only 1 page long if you pack in enough information in there, which many of you are doing. I'm not totally paying attention to if it's exactly 1 page. I know when you're making up, you're just trying to stretch it out and it's like a paragraph. That's a whole different other story. But essentially, if you follow the material, you do 1 page for one topic and then the other. So, for example, let me see here. I'm going to read out, like I'm sorry, I'm moving this around because I'm looking at my assignment that I gave you guys. So it said for assignment 3 and 4, you had Mesopotamia and Egypt, right? And I said write a 1 to 3 page paper. Like I said, you could just be 1. Comparing and contrasting, right? Mesopotamian religion and an ancient pre-Christian Egyptian religion. Then my second one was write a 1 to 3 page paper comparing and contrasting religion in Greco Egypt to Christian Egypt. Now I realize in this one now, some of you fully got what I was asking to look for, and a lot of you were confused by that. And that's understandable, but if you're confused, you've got to call your professor, okay, and talk to him. So, first of all, if you focus just on the textbook, I added many things that were not in the textbook. For one, I talked about Egyptian Christianity and the importance of Christianity in Egypt. The textbook doesn't do that. Not really. I don't know if at all. And later we're going to actually cover Christianity more in totality in this class, okay? But what I was trying to show you, the whole point of this is, one, we did ancient Mesopotamia and ancient Egypt, which are considered 2 important ancient civilizations that the world is very much influenced by. So I wanted you to kind of do a compare and contrast of those, right? And the Egypt that people think of, the pharaohs, the pyramids, the Book of the Dead, right? That kind of stuff. Set, Horus, Isis, as in the goddess, not the political movement in the Middle East right now. Not related at all, by the way, just coincidental, just to let you know. And then I talked about Greco-Egypt. Now, I just realized maybe you're not really getting that. Greek is Greco. Sorry. as in when the Ptolemies, from Alexander the Great and the Ptolemies, okay, there was the Serapis cult. There was that aspect that a lot of people haven't heard of. And then later, Christianity dominates Egypt. Egypt becomes an important center and influence of Christianity. And even the idea of having a monastery and monks for a branch of Christianity. Realize for Protestants, evangelicals, they don't do that. But the Greek Orthodox and Roman Catholic world and the Russian Orthodox, basically Christian Orthodoxy and Roman Catholic world, are going to be heavily influenced by an Egyptian Christian. Now, so what I tried to do was show you this multifaceted Egypt and the way that it crisscrosses into these different cultures. And I talked about Egypt now mainly being Muslim. Well, we'll get to that kind of thing more later. We'll learn more about Greece and Rome later. And so it does kind of correlate some of these things. But you weren't needing to write much. You just need to use my lectures and my, your notes from my lectures and the textbook. Now, maybe what happened is that many of you might have also just watched my lectures in part, not all of it, and you wrote 2 points made. And maybe you didn't actually watch from the beginning to the end my lectures. If that's the case, here's the lesson for you to learn. You got to watch my lectures from the beginning to the end. Okay? You don't have to write notes fully on them, but I don't waste your time. I do have everything make sense. Now, I'm not going to accuse all of you of that, though. It's very possible you were just confused by the question, and that's understandable. Maybe that's my fault. So here's what I'd like to do to clarify for us right now. If you didn't send me 2 papers, if you only sent 1 topic, then in your next assignment, video notes, whatever you're going to turn in next, I want to see that other paper attached to it. And I'm not going to grade this last assignment until I see that, unless if I don't see it by this week, then I will just give you the points for 1 paper. Okay, fair enough. I don't take it personal. Maybe you're just too busy, and maybe you can afford to take off the points for it. And some strategize that way. You probably can't. So that's one thing. But I'm going to give you a chance to actually get that in there. And if you felt like you did it wrong, call me, and then I'll let you resend it if you want to, if you don't like the grade that you had or what I critiqued you on. I want to help you with this. And then I just lastly want to just say, please, 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 sometimes it's my fault. We've had some issues over the textbooks that I don't even know fully how much we've resolved this yet. For some of you who bought the Rebel, I don't know if I think I'm clear and it's not clear to you on something. Many of you who have been calling me are saying, oh gosh, I felt so nervous to do this and then I feel comfortable. Well, you don't normally call your professor, but this is an online class. It's a different world. Okay? So, call me. Get clarification. Don't do an assignment where you're second guessing yourself. I promise I don't do any tricks on you. You don't need to go to outside sources. My lectures and the textbook is all you're going to need to do the assignments. Okay? That's it. I promise. And it'll all start to make sense with you, despite the fact that we're covering ancient India, ancient Israel, China, and then next week you're going to see what happens there. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? But you don't want to get behind, and I don't want you to get overwhelmed. You can do this. I've had students, many students have had this class with me, even in cram courses, and get A's, and they actually even come out knowing things about the world. And that's what I want you to do, okay? And you're already doing it right now, okay? So, be strong, persevere, contact your professor.